Video games have the power to make a story feel uniquely personal. While a movie needs to find ways to engage their audience and make their worlds more believable, video games allow for an extra layer of immersion by directly inserting them into the experience. Creating impactful stories that leave the player with an unforgettable experience is one of video gaming's strongest assets, and I believe no game exemplifies this more than Oneshot. As we've done before, we will rate this game based on the 6 core motivations: action, social, mastery, achievement, immersion, and creativity. As usual, links in the description explaining how I didn't make this up, and without further delay, let's dive right in. There's so little action in Oneshot that I actually don't even know what to show here. Let's see, you can move left, right, down, and up. The game is from a top-down perspective. You can ride a boat. That's pretty cool, I guess. While it may seem counterintuitive seeing as this is a video game, Oneshot's main appeal really isn't its gameplay, but rather its use of gaming as a means to tell a captivating story. Even so, Oneshot is definitely not meant for the thrill seekers and flatlines at a 0 out of 5. Unless you really like riding boats, you're not going to have fun here. At a surface level, you could argue that any game is socially inclined, as it provides an opportunity for you to build a community around a common interest. So if I were to say, give Oneshot a 0 out of 5, people may get annoyed since they may have met their friend due to their shared interest in the game, or may even be part of a community of Oneshot fans. But if you look here at what constitutes a social motivator, it's more focused on if a game is directly inducive to creating a social environment. Any esports game comes to mind since it fundamentally requires you to compete and interact with other members of the game community. This automatically docks points from any game that is solely a single-player experience, placing Oneshot at a 0 out of 5 for its social motivator. Sticking to the theme of Oneshot definitely not being an esports game, here we see that the game isn't conducive to skills that can be mastered. While I'm sure some people may occasionally be stumped by the puzzles, none of these puzzles are something you could repeat over and over to refine any set of discernible skills. If you do play the puzzles over and over and want to master them, you have to do it while watching Niko judge you for an hour. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules, it's just how it is. So it earns a 0 out of 5. Seeing as this game is mostly focused on a story, I really cannot go into much detail on achievements without dipping into spoiler territory. I will only say that Oneshot provides achievements that I personally felt fulfilled in accomplishing. However, they are not as plentiful as in games with a greater emphasis on gameplay mechanics, so it earns a 2 out of 5. Finally, we can get into Oneshot's strongest attribute. While I won't go into story specifics, I will take a moment to sing its praises. It truly nails pulling the player into its world. For a game that looks like it could run on an NES, it made me irrationally emotional several times. The world feels eerily real, all the characters are lovable in their own way, and Niko is the cutest goddamn cat thing I've ever seen.
I just want a goddamn
Niko plush. If most of the games you play are story driven, then Oneshot is made for you. It earns a 5 out of 5 without a doubt. Strictly in an expression and customization sense, Oneshot is quite lackluster. The game doesn't leave any room for customization or allow the players to change the game to their personal tastes in any meaningful way. But that's purposeful, as it really isn't the main focus. Instead, it explores creativity by focusing more on the discovery aspect. The world is interesting to explore, and its puzzles allow room to experiment. Through exploration and experimentation, Oneshot's puzzles are interesting and engaging. Solving a puzzle feels like you did so through a need to discover instead of a desire to move to the next task. So while it may not seem high in discovery at a surface level, Oneshot definitely earns a 4 out of 5. If getting super invested into a game's story really isn't your thing, then I suggest avoiding Oneshot. It doesn't offer much in terms of action, nor does it place any focus on providing much gameplay. But if you're the type of player that loves an unforgettable story in an immersive world, then Oneshot will certainly find itself at the top of your list.